Hello guys, good evening. This is FX Pipa coming back on the chat. Um, last Yesterday being Friday, I I was wanting to buy, but the market actually never really pushed. Though I closed on profit on Friday, but I never really got the push of the buy that I want based on the levels I saw price created and broken. I was expecting a continuation upward, but that is that from last week. So I'm already on the chart, looking at the chart, getting prepared for a new trading week. And most of the time, what I do, always, I'll give secrets about trading. What I do, which you will not hear from any person out there, I would say this and I'll keep saying it. What I do most of the time during weekend is when I adjust my trend line. I'm a trend line trader. I adjust my trend line weekends. I adjust my trend line weekend. I will repeat again. I adjust my trend line weekend. Now let's go right into the chart and see what I will do. As of last week, my trend lines was like this. So this is a new week. We are going to enter a new week and price has created levels. So we want to adjust those trend line to fit into those levels, and we expect the next time price will come up to test it. And coming to test it, we want to see that sentiment of a buy or that sentiment for a sell. So let's see what we are going to do. Okay, now this is my trend line. This is how it was last week, and you can see price already is has moved further away from the two trend line I have on my chart. So what do I do? I will I will adjust this one to the highest high price form for last week, which is this point here, which is this point here. That is the bearish trend line I have on my chart. Or adjust it further down to the future, and I'm expecting price to come to it for the very third time. Now if you look at my chart, on this trend line I have my first touch and I have my second touch. So I'm expecting for price to come and test it the third time. I don't know how price is going to do it, but I will be expecting price to come to it. And just I want you to know that that trend line would hold. It will definitely hold. There could be an overextension away from it, but just know that that sell will happen. That sell will happen from any zone that price has created last week. So wait for price to come to it. And also we have another trend line, this time the bullish trend line coming from below. It was because of this trend line I was expecting a buy, but this buy never came because price kept giving us sell sentiment, telling us that sellers are still interested in pushing the market down regardless of the fact that we are expecting a buy. We only had a sentiment for a buy on Friday, which never really materialized. So we will still adjust that bullish trend line to touch the the low price created on Friday. So let's do the same. This was the lowest point we had on Friday. Normally from what you get, we're supposed to put our trend line here to touch all of these zones, all of these key levels, all key levels like this, because that is where the market formed the levels. But myself, I prefer doing it like this, touching the last low price created on Friday. That is key. Now I want to be sure price is touching the very first low. Okay, we have our first touch here, and now we have a new second touch. So now we extend it to the future and we wait for price to come again. And again, a secret about trend line, though I want to tell people, myself, I always put price in a triangle. I ensure I have a bullish trend line from below and a bearish trend line from above, touching peaks, bullish touching trough. I want to see what price will do. The price might sell, but because there is a bullish trend line, price can still be buying if there are no much selling power to push it down. The same thing goes to buy. If there are no more buy power to push it up, sellers can still be pushing the market a little bit down until maybe there is a fundamental that is coming, maybe this week or next week, that will push price if it goes in favor of the dollar down or against the dollar up. So now I have done my analysis, just simple. In less than 5 minutes I've done my analysis for GU. My trend lines are in place, very trend line, because we've been selling last week, even upper week we've been selling. So the market is selling, but there is a buy sentiment as at Friday for a buy, but we will not give ourselves a confirmation that is going to buy. No, the market must tell us what e wants to do. That's why what I do, I wait every Asian section to see price create levels, minor levels, and if you keep breaking that levels to upside, then I know that buyers are there and they are interested. But if you keep breaking those levels to the downside, then it is clearly telling me that sellers are there, they want to push the market down. So for now, I have just done analysis. I call this trend line secret for GU for the week that is coming. This trend line, I will not adjust it during the course of the trading week. It will be like that. It will sit the way it is like this throughout the course of the trading week. That is a secret I want to share for tonight, because today is Saturday. We don't trade on Saturday and Sundays, but on Monday, dive into the market, look at what the market is doing, then we go in all out from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So guys, this is just my analysis for GU now, but I would wait for price to tell me what it is about to do on Monday. So we have our sell trend line touching 2p. We have our first touch, second touch, the third touch expected it to hold. The market might buy, but just know that at one point a sell will come. The same thing goes to the bullish trend line. It can sell, but just know that at some point the buy will come. I don't know when, but the market will tell us when the buyers are ready to push it up or the sellers are ready to crash the market down. So thank you. I'm going to make this video short. So after this, we can now go to the lower time frame and position for a sell or a buy. But mind you, I still keep my um key zones, key levels which are being formed during Action pre-London, upon the start of London all the way down to New York. So when I see those levels, I use my trend line to make the highs and the lows and expect price to break above or below. That gives me the sentiment of who is in charge of the market. Then I will expect a retracement back to test that zone and a continuation. Sometimes price might not continue in. I want to give a practical example. I want to give a practical example. So you see how I trade those zones. Now I'll use my pathway. Normally this is what I expect price to do, to create levels like this, push down, then create another levels like this, then come back to test this level, then boom to the upside. So this is my key level here. This is my key level here. Okay, this is what me and every other person knows about the market, creating highs for a bullish trend. But normally for GU, I expect GU to do this. Anytime GU does this, a push up, correction, a push up. Normally GU would always come a push up, correction, push up, correction. Normally GU, normally it comes to this zone before continuation. So I have my key zones at these levels. Here I have another one here. So I expect price to, if this one fails to hold, then I expect price to come down here. I want to see rejection here before price will continue pushing forward, pushing up. The same thing goes to a bearish trend. In this kind of movement, whenever I see you do this, I know that it tells me that this the buy is a strong one, and we are going to keep buying. But whenever G does this particular part style, this particular one coming down to test the low before pushing up, this kind of action is telling me that I should watch out for the next move. The second day GU will do what? Will drop. GU will do what? Will drop. So these are the two things I look at for each day on 1 hour time frame at Asian section, pre-New York, then New York pre-London, then London open, pre-New York, then New York open. So I want to see price keep breaking them. At the lower time frame, I'll keep taking entry, sorry, at those key levels price has broken. So these are the two things I work with GU. Mind you, these levels gives us a clear sense of what price will do. Sometimes we might have levels like this. We might have price push up, push down, then the break will be far up here. In cases like this, where we have our levels like this, here, here, and here, and this market has pushed further to the upside. What do we do in this kind of market? We are going to do what? We are going to wait for price to show consolidation around this area, then we do what? Then we sell it all the way back to that zone that we are expecting price to retest to. You can now sell. This is another way of trading that key levels. Normally we expect price to break out, come quickly to retest, then continue going up. But if price keep going up aggressively without any retest, then you expect price to consolidate somewhere where there is another zone, then that zone will hold and cause price to push for the retest. Thank you. So either way we see price do, we know how to do what? To react. Either price does the very same way, break above, come back immediately to retest, then we do what? Then we trade in the direction of the breakout. Or if it breaks out, does not retest and keeps going up, 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 then we expect price to do what? Consolidate somewhere and we trade the correction back to the zone it has broken. So guys, today is Saturday. Sorry, we are on Sunday already. So I've done my analysis on my trend line. So now we have two trend lines, the one from the top, the bearish one. We have the first touch and the second touch. So we're expecting the third one. We don't know where, but price will tell us. The bullish one, we had the first touch, the second touch, and mind you, having we had bullish sentiment on Friday. So from my experience, I think and I expect the market to push and move to the buy side next week. So but that is just a prediction. It is not 100% correct, but whatsoever the market tells us or shows us, it is what we do. So since we are all price action traders, I want to see market, um I want to see price action, then we do what? Then we react. Thank you.